Today, on a great day when the stock is up yet again and approaching 200, whoever, so fast we've rebounded from those lows. Don't you all wish you had put more money in the last few weeks? Anyway, today we're going to talk about the 10 main reasons why I'm all in or almost all in on Tesla stock. If you like this kind of content and it's helpful to you at all, then you know what to do. Like and subscribe and all that stuff. Join Patreon. We are going to have some great fun on Patreon. We are already having fun on Patreon. I'm putting up videos early. You get a chance to see videos before anybody else. I'm putting up spreadsheets that nobody else is getting to see. So there's opportunities there for you to learn even more about what's going on in the world of Tesla and Elon Musk. All right. And then finally, please comment. I love the comments. Keep the comments coming. Today, I'd love to know why you're all in on Tesla stock. I'm going to give you my reasons. I'd like to know why you are, or maybe you're not. Maybe you can say, you know what, I'm not. I'm going to be more conservative. I have a broader portfolio and I'm in this much. I'm in 10% or 20%. Let me know what you're doing. I think it'll be fun to hear from you with regard to that. Okay, so let's take them, and we'll take them, of course, in reverse order. So the number 10 reason that I am all in on Tesla stock is because of the massive fan base following. There is no company that I know of in the world, no company that I've ever known of in the world, not Apple in its heyday when it was going crazy, not any stock that I can think of historically that has the fan base that Tesla does, or that Elon Musk does. I think he has 127 million followers on Twitter at this point. If he appears on any TV show, any interview show, anywhere that he appears, tens of thousands, even sometimes millions of people come to listen to that show. When he's on Joe Rogan, it's millions and millions and millions of people that listen to that particular interview. The fan base for Elon is huge. The fan base for Tesla is huge. The likelihood of people rebuying another Tesla is by far the best in the automotive industry and maybe the best of any car company ever. So that fan base, I don't think that you can begin to put a capital value on that fan base. The Tesla brand is already one of the best brands in the world. That's associated with the fan base. Okay, so that's number 10. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to go away anytime soon, and it's growing. Everybody that buys a Tesla is another potential fan. It's incredible. So that's number 10 for me. Number 9, because there's a whole bunch of folks that I respect and or trust for their opinion, who are all in, are nearly all in, or who it's their number one stock that they have in their portfolio. So people that have funds like Gary Black and Ross Gerber and of course Kathy Wood are all in. That's their number one stock that they have in their portfolio. It would be inappropriate for them to be all in on their corporate stock purchases for their funds, but they might be on their personal. Who knows? I don't think they are, but they are at maximum. Kathy tends to stay right around maximum on hers. And then you can go down a whole list of YouTubers, Stephen Mark Ryan and Warren Redlick and Dave Lee. And, you know who they are. I don't need to give you a list. I respect a bunch of these other YouTubers and Twitter folks that are very active. And a great many of them have indicated that they are 100% in. This gives me confidence to see really, really smart people who are all in. Number 8, the worldwide footprint of the production facilities. When you have a worldwide footprint, it does so many things for you. Number 1, it means that you are, and then they purchase from local vendors. So now you have a local vendor supply around a local manufacturing company that is supplying the local market, which reduces all kinds of freight with regard to moving the raw materials from place to place. It reduces the freight in terms of delivering it to the final customer. It creates you're spreading out your financial risk in terms of where you're located. If something happens in a country or in the world or in the economy of one country, it may not be true in another country or another continent, if you will. And of course, Elon intends to continue to expand this global footprint. There's also advantages in terms of the risks of currencies. So one currency may be up and another currency down. And so you get to broaden out that risk. If you've ever been an import-export, you know that your company could almost live or die based on the fact that some currency starts going through the roof or drops through the floor. So they have reduced that risk by being all around the world with their manufacturing facilities and intend to continue to expand that presence. Number 7, massive moats. We could talk about massive moats for about an hour. In my book, The Elon Musk Mission, you may already know that I've listed 21 moats. After the book was published, we realized there was at least 2 more moats that we hadn't put in the book. The moats are really deep moats. They're really wide moats. And if you want to read all of them and read about them, you can read the book, get a copy of the book, or I did a video, a couple of different videos over time with regard to some of these moats. But the moats have to do with technology. They have to do with the way that the company just even thinks. It has to. So anyway, get the book. The moats are huge. Most of them are not going to go away anytime soon. Some of them are 6 and 7 and 8 years out in terms of anybody being able to catch them, according to experts like Sandy Monroe. So the moats are a huge reason why I'm an investor and have almost all. By the way, the almost all, yes, I have a little bit of an investment in Kathy's ARK fund. Of course I do. Such a big fan of Kathy, but it's like this much. Anyway, okay. Next after that, number 6, as we count down, the margins. Oh my gosh, no other auto company, mass market auto company, has margins like they do. Not only did they not have margins approaching 25 to 30%, but in fact, they're like a third of Tesla's margins. Now, rightfully so, people have said, well, the 27 to 30% margins are at least partially due to the fact that they don't sell to dealers, and the dealers have to have a margin. And I've been saying this for years. When you start eliminating people in the distribution chain, then you now take on that role. You take on that responsibility. There is a cost of not having those dealers. Those dealers have costs, they have overhead, and now Tesla puts up dealer locations. They have staff at those dealer locations. They have all kinds of expenses with regard to managing those dealer locations. So those costs are now borne by Tesla, not by the dealer. So that is a marginal difference that they are gaining. But when you do cut out somebody in the distribution chain, you also you gain the profit that those people would have made. And dealerships can be very profitable. In any case, it's not just that they've eliminated the dealers, it's also that the process of purchasing the car is a lot simpler than in a traditional automotive company, and that simplicity has reduced cost as well. So that's part of the reason why they have large margins. I think the margins are just going to continue to go up, and a lot of people believe that. Now, that's just the automotive margin. Then there is the operating margins, and Elon just said in the last call, the earnings call a couple of weeks ago, that we should now be concentrating on the operational margins rather than the gross margins from the sale of the products. And by that, he means after the overhead is taken out and after the CapEx is taken out and all the other kinds of odd expenses, take a look at the operating margin, which right now is running 16, 17% and has been a little higher, I think. That will probably continue to just get higher and higher, because as you create more and more factories, and those factories are more and more effective and efficient, and if you keep yourself lean and mean, which I believe they will, then your operating margins will go up, and the operating margins are a great way to value a company. And these operating margins are 3 times, 4 times what a typical automotive company is, and 2, 3, 4 times higher than average companies are. So it's huge. It's a big, big deal. Number 5, a history of execution. So Tesla has a great long, almost 2 decade long history of executing on what they say they're going to do. When you have a history of execution, then as an investor, I can feel good about the fact that there's probably going to be a continuation of that history of execution. But in our case, in this case, in the case of Tesla and Elon Musk, you can go a lot further than just what Tesla has done in their almost 2 decades, but you also have Elon having all these other companies where he has executed with tremendous excellence, maybe better than, again, it's hard to find a company that executes. It's hard to find a man who's executed better over and over and over again, whether it was PayPal, whether it is now SpaceX, whether it is the Boring Company. Now with Twitter, the execution appears to just be almost an MBA level execution of turning a company around. Maybe it is, maybe it will be the new MBA. maybe that'll be the write-up. If you want to see how to turn a company around, look what Elon did with Twitter. And now it looks like Meta has kind of followed Elon's footsteps and said, we're going to cut costs because our ad revenue's down. We need to do something about it. Anyway, history of execution, huge advantage to an investor to see a company that is executing, and a man who in everything that he's done has executed so excellently. Okay, next would be number 4, the communication the communication of the strategy of the company. You know, I don't know what Apple's strategy is. Do you? They're a great company and they're good at communicating. Amazon, do we know what the strategy is at Amazon? But we know Elon's strategy and we know Tesla's strategy. It's all laid out for us. It's going to be further laid out for us on March 1 in greater detail, I think, again, than any company I've ever seen. Elon goes on these talk shows. He goes on, whether it's television, whether it's on Spaces, Twitter Spaces, whether it's just on Twitter, and he talks about his methods, his approaches, what he's going to do. Well, we need more mining. Oh, we need more refining. Oh, we're going to build more factories. We're going to build these many factories a year, so many this year, next year, et cetera, until we get to 20 million cars. The reason we're doing this is because we're going to, anyway, I think you get the point. The strategic approach of the company is excellent. Execution is excellent. And then all of this as a stockholder is being communicated to me. If I care to look, which maybe a lot of the folks on Wall Street don't care to look, they're just not bothering to watch the videos. They're not bothering to watch these interviews that Elon's on. They don't bother to carefully analyze Investor Day coming up in a few weeks. They're the loser. If you want to know what's happening at Tesla, just listen to what Elon says, and he says a lot. Okay, that's number 4. Number 3, they have an outstanding mission, and it's clearly stated. Their goal is to advance sustainable energy, to get it to happen faster than it would have happened without Tesla and Elon Musk. Everybody that pays attention to the stock knows that that's the mission. It's a mission I can get behind. It's something that I believe in. I believe it's the right thing to do for a whole host of reasons. I don't have to believe in a catastrophic global warming, horrible, end of the world in order to believe that it's a good idea to use less fossil fuels. That makes sense to me. I don't have to believe that there's not enough fossil fuels to go around and that we're going to run out. I don't happen to believe that. I don't have to believe that in order to believe that it's better, it's smarter, it's wiser, cheaper, and that there's a million reasons why wind and solar combined with battery is an unbeatable solution. It's even better than damming up rivers and creating all kinds of problems with the ecology around the dams. So I can't imagine a better way to generate electricity. It's better than nuclear, and it's even, in my opinion, better than the fission that people keep talking about. Fusion or fission, either way, it doesn't take anything like the amount of human resource to create the future of sun, wind, and battery than it does to do any of these other approaches. So the outstanding mission, clearly stated, repeatedly stated in ways that anybody can understand. It's a huge reason why I'm fully invested or almost fully invested in Tesla. Number two reason, you might have thought it would be number one. Well, my number two reason is Elon Musk. Elon Musk is my number two reason. Elon Musk is the genius of our era in terms of manufacturing, in terms of being an entrepreneur, in terms of communication, in terms of leadership, in terms of hiring incredible people, and then being able to get all the engineers that he could possibly want of the highest caliber in the world. The list of reasons why Elon Musk is somebody that I admire and why his presence at Tesla is a major reason why I'm fully invested. Oh yeah, I wrote a book, The Elon Musk Method. You can read it. You can read all the details of why I believe Elon Musk is an incredible leader, an incredible entrepreneur, an incredible manufacturer. If you'd like to know more about that, grab the book. Okay, finally, number one, maybe this will be kind of a surprise to you. Number one to me is the versatility of the huge business opportunities available to Tesla. So Elon Musk, at this point, he is not irrelevant to the company by any stretch of the imagination. I hope he never steps down from being Techno King. I hope that he manages this company until I am, 6 feet under. But the reality is he's got all of the stuff lined up now. It's all lined up. Execution needs to happen. He's got great people in there executing. If he wasn't there, I don't think that the company would miss many beats over the next little time. Oh no, his contribution will make it happen better and faster. It'll mean that there's innovations and ideas that come in that wouldn't happen otherwise. But all of everything, the energy thing is in motion. It's happening at all levels. The car thing is happening at all levels. The semi-truck thing is happening at all levels. All of these things are ramping. The robots, the Optimus robots, are right now being designed and being created. And you know that I think it's going to happen sooner than anybody else that I'm reading about, except maybe a couple of robot people that might agree with me that this can happen a lot faster than others are talking about. The dojo situation, it's done. It's just a matter of executing the final little bit of the battery lines. They're up, they're rolling, they're being iterated, and they're being ramped. I don't see any reason why that won't just continue. So all of the major components of this massive potential. Of course, everybody keeps complaining because I don't mention robotaxi, and I do believe in robotaxi. I believe it'll happen, and I believe that it will be the second biggest money generator after Optimus. But I do tend to forget about it in these videos. But sure, that's just another one that is probably just, it's on the way. It's just a matter of continuing to iterate until they get there. The future potential of the company, well, I think some of you have watched a video recently that by 2030, I think they'll be doing $1.5 trillion in sales. And that's just for energy, cars, and semi-trucks. Does not count any of the rest. 1.5 trillion. And I believe that it's all in motion. It's just set. It's not like maybe it'll happen, maybe it won't. No, 1.5 trillion will happen, probably at 30% margins, probably at 17% operating margins. So you figure out the math. It turns out to be huge amounts of money, the stock being worth thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars compared to almost $200 today. So why do I invest in Tesla? Almost 100% of my investment in Tesla. It's because of the versatility of the huge, unbelievably large business opportunities that are in front of Tesla and that are already in motion. If this has been useful to you, please like and subscribe and join Patreon And please comment. I love the comments. And it's been great talking to you.